Hello everyone, Godric here, and welcome back to the final episode for the Class C cars in Burnout Paradise and Burnout Paradise Remaster. I hope you enjoyed the live stream so far that I've been playing out lately, and not to mention the way that ended up having multiple amount of live streams so far. And today, I meant to do this in Veterans Day, but I forgot. Anyways, so in terms of the actual vehicle, we're gonna take a look at gonna take the car, take a look at the references and detail, and not to mention the Easter eggs about the car, and what the car is based off of, its strengths, its weaknesses, and last but certainly not least, um, how to unlock the car in the first place, and see the various versions of the car. Without further ado, let's get started. Behold the Haunted Manhattan, a vehicle that was made in America for America. The car itself is pretty basic on the eyes, and not to mention it has a hot rod type of look. But at the same time, this thing is huge, and by huge I mean it is literally the size of an SUV. If SUVs was big in the 1950s. And not to mention it also came with a good old V8. Alright, time to change the channel. I think it's the wrong one. Okay, wrong one. Okay, so yes, the real life counterpart for this vehicle is based off of the 1957 and 1958 Chevrolet Bel Air Impala / Plymouth Fury. Now, the speed is 3, boost is 4, strength is 7, and as a special note, it's ridiculously sturdy for a stunt-based car. And as of always, the reason why most people haven't driven this car yet is because on how to unlock it in the first place. So, in order to unlock this vehicle, you have to win a lot of races. You have to win a lot of races, and you unlock a takedown for it. And once you take the car down, then you can actually repair it and use it in a race later down the line. Or you can actually use it in a burning route. And not to mention, where you do not use this car in terms of stunt races. Although it's a stunt car, it's way too big to be a stunt car. Alright, let me change the channel because I think this is the wrong channel. Let's see. Nope. Oh wait, now it's black and white. Anyway, so back in the 50s, cars like that usually exist, with a big body as well as the really ridiculous amount of chrome that a lot of car makers do, which are literally minimized nowadays. Okay, this is getting ridiculous. Let me change the channel again. Nope, it's still wait, it's VHS. Oh yeah, in terms of the colors, let's see, the red one is not red. The pink one is based off the I can't remember. This is oh, I don't remember. It was based off of wait. Let me finally change the channel because it's getting ridiculous. Okay, finally. Anyway. Now, the reason why most people do not drive this car at all, because all of them want to go fast and doesn't like hitting cars. And again, think about it, hitting cars and crashing into cars is the main point of a Burnout game. You just had a stereotypical racing game with unlicensed cars. Now, what was I saying? Oh yes. So in terms of the colors of the car, the pink is based off of I think it was based off of Greece, if I remember correctly. I don't know. Comment down below if this is based off of Greece. Uh, but I know, but what I know is that uh, color 2 and color 3 are also references. Uh, let's see. Yellow is yellow. Let's see. Color 2 is based off of Crazy Taxi with its yellow color scheme, and well, it's a 1950s car, so using Crazy Taxi. And last but certainly not least, the third one is based off of the real life 1958. Let's see, yeah, 1958 or 57 Chevrolet Bel Air. Now, here's the thing: if you paint it red, it will be based off of Christine from the movie. Well, the movie and Stephen King book. Well, Christine. Except for the fact that it won't kill anybody every time they try to get with the car. And again, how would we know about this car in the first place? The car itself is pretty sturdy for what it is, but I wouldn't recommend doing races with this car because of how, like I said, this car is meant for thrashing other cars. Then again, this is coming from a person who actually complained that it was being bullied in the last stream. So yeah. So don't worry. My goodness. Also, the damage is actually not that bad. And like I said, this car is ridiculously sturdy for what it is. And let's see, judging by the V8, and not to mention how big the car is, I can estimate that the car weighs over. Let's see, it has to weigh at least over 550. Not 550. More like 5,500 pounds for what it is. All right, now it's time for me to introduce the second version of the car that you can easily get. So, without any further ado, let's go on to the other variants of the car. Alright, here is Manhattan Custom, a burning route version of the car that you can actually win right after you complete the Manhattan burning route. Now the Manhattan Custom is literally based off of a certain type of group of people that actually take 1950s cars and turn to lowriders. Usually the ones that are from the 1960s usually have cars like these. But at the same time, 1950s lowriders are kind of haven't been heard of until recently. Well, not recently. It's just that most people will prefer, to actually have something to, well, rely on in terms of literally the first car. So, yeah, I can imagine that. All right, we have ourselves a toy version of the Manhattan, which, keep in mind that it is a different shade of paint than the original. Now, for a fact, you can actually do wheelies with this car. And not to mention, I mentioned the toy versions of every single vehicle is probably one of the most overpowered. Period. Reason being, well, the toy cars, and they're the size of a civilian vehicle. Oh my goodness. And again, what I liked about this vehicle specifically is the fact um, that this vehicle is so fun to drive. Also, a bit of a warning: I haven't unlocked all of the Manhattans, so if by chance I end up unlocking every single car in its entirety, I would do updated versions of each of the videos. So there's that. But don't worry, I'll like every single, I would say 70 out of 75 cars of this entire game. So there's that. It was in terms of the vehicle strength, yeah, okay, yeah, it turns out the man is one of the most powerful cars in the entire game. Alright, let's move on to a special one, exactly. Behold, we have the Echo 1 version of the Manhattan. And as you can tell just by the name alone, well, let me tell you, this one is based off of Ghostbusters. Yeah, Ghostbusters. With literally the equipment, and not to mention they made it into a station wagon. Which, not only is it surprising, but it's actually really fitting. Due to how many people actually will prefer to have cars like these. Oh, great. I mean, then again, it'll be interesting if we have another version of this, which will be in the station wagon version, and it has like many things you put on top of it. It's like, okay, we have a station wagon, a police car, or whatever. Anyways, now while I do like this car, this doesn't compare to the final variant I'm going to review. And that, everybody, oh my goodness. I was saying, the one I didn't compare to this has to be the only, the PCPD Manhattan. Hunter PCPD Manhattan. Now, at least this is the only car that will make an exception to, because coupe or four-door wise, this is a 1950s police car, so I don't mind it as much as before. But then again, it is a legit police car, not like the other ones where they're sort of fictional high-speed unit of sorts. So in terms of practicality for the 1950s, this was pretty needed, because, okay, think about it this way. It's kind of like how Plymouth made the Marauder and the what's it called? Yeah, they made the Marauder and the Roadrunner, because the cops were way too fast to the point where it's like, wait, hold on a second. So you telling me that Police made a police car so fast that they don't want to be outrun by the police. So that's usually what happens. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like, subscribe, comment down below what you see next. Also follow me on Instagram at Gotcha27SunYT and follow me on Twitter at GD27Sun at Gotcha27SunYT. And last but certainly not least, Lowrider will also be returning, so be prepared for something interesting, because I'm not gonna do it in order anymore. I'm gonna do them just one by one. And without any further ado, most likely next week, there's gonna be a new season, which will be season 3, which will be talking about the Class B cars. So, hope you enjoy. Hope you all have a good day. And it's Gotcha to sign off. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.